Najua nikaa kwa hai, nina matumaini.
All right, moving on to the corridors of justice. Milimani Chief Magistrate Court has detained popular TikToker Maria Rish Kamunge at Capitol Hill Police Station until tomorrow, when the court will rule on whether to detain her for 7 days pending investigations. The DCI, through a miscellaneous application filed in the court, requested the court to grant them 7 days custodial order to conclude investigations against Kamunge before charging her. According to the prosecution, Kamunge was arrested by protesting members of the public after various complaints were lodged against her and taken to Central Police Station. Preliminary investigation indicated that Kamunge, who was frequently been traveling outside the country, operates an agency under the name Trust Pin Verified Agent Limited, allegedly swindling money from unsuspecting job seekers with fake promises of job opportunities abroad. The agency allegedly required each job seeker to pay a facilitation fee of between 200,000 Kenya shillings to 300,000 Kenya shillings.
Respondent can be directed to surrender her travel document, and she is willing to do that, so that that reason ceases to become a compelling reason for her to be denied her constitutional right.
I agree with the learned prosecutor that Article 49(1)H of the Constitution provides for the right to bail and bond. But that right is not absolute. To that extent, I agree with him. But department in this country that enjoys generous budgetary allocation to protect the citizen and protect their property. Mr. Karanja, at the end of the investigations. So, Your Honor, she should be allowed to be free to move around.
The application will be delivered on 28th of March this year, that is tomorrow, at 9 a.m. The respondent will be at Capitol Hill Police Station until then.
All right, moving on, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has asked for forgiveness from Kenyans for leading them down a wrong path in campaigning for his friend turned for President William Ruto in the 2022 elections. On Thursday, the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua made a stop in Kiseri and Kajiado County, his maiden tour of the county since his impeachment. While addressing the residents, the second Deputy President said plans are in place to formulate a new political outfit.
Mimi mwenyewe ndio nilikuja hapa nikamuomba kwa heshima munisaidie tuchague William Ruto. Nataka kusema pole 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 watu wa Kiserian. Huyu jamaa tulimchagua akageuka akakuwa muongo. Nataka niseme watu wa Kiserian, kama kijana wenu munisamehe. Yule jamaa pia alidanganya mimi. Alikuja na Biblia, anasema mwadhani agochwe, tukafikiria ni Mkristo, kumbe alikuwa ni fisi amevaa ngozi ya kondoo. Tunaunda chama yetu ya siasa, na hiyo chama watu ya Kajiado ndio mtaongoza hiyo chama.
Mimi kama senator wa Kajiado County ninasema sitatishwa na sitaonyeshwa njia ingine isipokuwa njia ya haki, njia ya kusimama na haki, njia ya kusimama na watu wa ukweli, njia ya kusimama na truthful man, mtu ambaye anasema ukweli. Uongo katika nchi yetu ya Kenya haitatupeleka mahali. Kudanganya wananchi kwamba kuna barabara, kudanganya wananchi kwamba kuna hospitali ya SHA, kwamba kudanganya wananchi kwamba kuna mijengo, hakuna chochote.
All right, moving on, more public universities are still submitting their financial reports before the National Assembly Public Investment Committee on Governance and Education to shed light on how they have utilized public funds. On Thursday, the exercise entered day 3, and Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology was the first to be grilled, and the must under the leadership of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Shibairo, and had time to explain on many occasions how they have used public funds allocated for the university. This has led the committee, led by its chair, Bumula Member of Parliament Jack Wamboka, to recommend investigations into the Chief Finance Officer of the university, whom they claim could be incompetent and unfit to hold that office. At the same time, the university was unable to explain how it lost millions of monies through unpaid interest, where the university shows no efforts made by to get the involved persons.
That you are not aware that that money has been existing in your accounts, that you have that kind of reserve. You know, we are talking of reserve. We are not talking of properties. We are talking of cash reserve of 19 million and above. Was it a surprise that you even didn't know where it came from? That you just found it there, and when the audit asked you, you didn't know even the source? Was it like that?
First, it wasn't a reserve, it was a correction on the statement of financial statements for prior year adjustments. So it wasn't a reserve as such. It was just a correction of postings which had happened in the previous year with the statement of cash flow, so it wasn't a reserve.
But you needed to have notes explaining those transactions, right?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, which you did, which the auditor has flagged you.
Chair.
So the committee will determine the competence of the finance officer.
Of financial possession effect, cash and cash given balance of 562.4 million. Which are disclosed in Note 21 to the financial statement complies of balances totaling to 561.1 million, held in 10 bank accounts, and a balance of 1.3 million, indicated and bank is awaiting clearly.
This office has a problem. Like in this matter, just doing reconciliations is a problem. Does it worry you?
A lot of respect for the committee. You can see we had 10 bank accounts.
10.
Yes, 10. But the issues which have been flagged only affected like 2 accounts.
All right, moving on, Nakuru Senator Tabitha Karanja has joined the row over the absent Governor Susan Kihika, noting that MCAs should move in and save the country from collapse. The senator differed from with a group of women, the parliamentarians who came to the defense of Kihika, noting that her absence had created a vacuum and room for embezzlement of funds. According to her, tens of capital projects across the county had stalled hospitals and run out medical supplies, and contractors were no longer getting paid due to the current impasse. This comes hours after the deputy governor and a group of women parliamentarians came to the defense of the embattled governor, noting that she should be given time after delivering twins. While addressing the press in Naivasha, Karanja said that the continued absence of the governor had created a crisis with no appointed official authorized to run the affairs of the county.
And our county government is now directionless. That is our biggest concern. When a county is directionless or a company is directionless, it is bound to failure. And the Kanakuru people are not ready to watch the failure coming when they're in their watch. In fact, what they're asking is the county government, the MCAs, the elected MCAs, to do what is necessary to ensure that we don't shut the Nakuru County in our watch. The Nakuru County is suffering. Yeah, just go to any hospital, even Panados. And it's good even to mention to the people, the Nakuru County receives 1.2 billion shillings per month. And now you go to any hospital, even Panado, you can't. You know, as a senator, the powers that are bestowed to me, it's very limited. Unless the MCAs brings a motion of impeachment at the Senate. That's the only part I can play.
Kitu ya pili yenye inaniuma sana. Hatukatai eleenda kuzalia majuu. Hata azalie majuu ni sawa. Tuna shida na yeye. But we have our own hospital here. District. Hatuna dawa. Arafu ni kama anaiogopa. That means yeye hajaamini district. Ndio maana anaenda nje ya country. Angalia Wanjiko venye anafaa kufanyiwa kazi yake. Ashughulikie tu mambo ya Wanjiko tu tafadhali. Hata kama analea na anaangalia familia, akona kazi kama leader ya kutuangalia sisi kama wananchi.
Dear MPs and dear madams, we the people of Nakuru know exactly what we are missing. At no one time did we ever ask where the governor of Nandi is. We are asking where is our governor.
All right, moving on. Mwandani MCA Dominic Maida has spoken out after resurfacing late Tuesday night, insisting that his brief disappearance was a strategic move to protect his life amid growing political tensions in Machakos County. Maida, a vocal opponent of the impeachment of County Assembly Speaker Ann Kiusia, reported his ordeal at the Machakos police station, accompanied by his wife Juliet Modoni and a group of supporters. He recounted how he was forced into hiding after suspecting that his life was in danger following a tense meeting with fellow MCAs who also opposed Kiusia's removal. His troubles began on Monday night as he exited a caucus gathering at the Cottage Hotel in Machakos County.
I know my life is in danger, and I'm not worried. When I came into politics, I became prepared that anything that can happen to me, one, death, poverty, and either riches. I'm not scared. And I want to say it clearly here and there. At no point was I given any money by the so-called purported Mheshimiwa Makau, MP Mavoko. Those are pure lies, propaganda. The bloggers who are paid even to send me messages on my phone, which I have, which I shared on social media, which can be confirmed by any authorities. I ran for safety when I saw a motorbike guy saying to you, who you, even you as a person, what could you do? So I want to say all this circus is well organized by the county government of Machakos. And I have no regrets to say that. And I want to say this, I don't fear anything. They can come for me wherever they want to come for me, but that will not stop me from my oversight role. We have had serious sessions in the assembly for the last 2 weeks that I have raised serious issues on revenue collection, on the impeachment, on individuals who are perceived to be taking revenue from Machakos. And I can say I will not stand cowed. I'm ready to die. I am ready to die. I supported the election of Kiusia, the Speaker of Machakos County Assembly. It is in public domain, even in the assembly. And I will stand with her. I have just even received information that my colleagues have been told I had traveled to Voi. My phones, I never traveled to Voi.
Now, detectives in Isiolo have intensified search for the identity of a known gunman who shot Burat Ward MCA Nicholas Leroux twice last evening before escaping. Confirming the incident, Isiolo Deputy County Commissioner Christopher Seile noted that Mr. Leroux was in the company of Oldonyiro MCA David Lamantile, who is also Deputy Speaker, when he briefly went outside on a phone call. While on the phone call inside his car, a man who wore a helmet and a reflector jacket approached him and uttered words that the MCA did not hear well, prompting him to lower the window panes in an attempt to hear what he was telling him. It was at this point that the attacker quickly drew a pistol and shot at the MCA twice, catching him on his middle finger and on the shoulder before escaping. Leroux is currently out of danger and cautioned members of the public against engaging in speculations regarding the shooting incident in order to allow detectives to pursue the matter to its conclusive end.
Ningependa kuhusiana na yale yaliyotokezea jana jioni kama saa 10 minutes to 8, ilikuwa saa 1 na karibu dakika 50 hivi pale Northern Galaxy Hotel. Kulikuwa kuna MCA wa Buradoa anaitwa Nicholas Leroux Oton. Walikuwa na kikao na mwenzake Lemantile wa Sondonyiro, na vijana wengine wawili walikuwa wanakunywa chai. Kidogo akatokezea nje kupiga simu. Ndio maana wakati alikuwa ameingia kwa gari yake kupiga simu, kijana mmoja alikuwa amevaa kama mtu wa boda, alikuwa amevaa helmet na reflective jacket. Akatokezea ni kama alisema something ambaye ule MCA kusikia vizuri. Wakati ameteremsha kioo, akachomoa pistol na akampiga risasi. So alifaulu kupiga risasi kidole cha katikati na hapa kwa shoulder ama bega, na akatoroka.
Right, moving on. Kenya's economic projections are looking up, with growth improvement rising from 4.8% in 2022 to 5.2% in 2023. Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has said similar projections have pointed to an even greater growth in the 2024 review. Mudavadi said inflation significantly dropped from 9.2% in September of 2022 to 3.5% in February of 2025. According to him, statistics show a positive growth in the overall gross domestic product indicators. The Prime CS said the current figures came against the backdrop of the government's mid-term review and calls for the government to relook at its scorecard report for the past 2.5 years and assess its performance in scaling up strategies to improve service delivery to citizens. All right, Kakamega Homeboys Football Club Chairman Cleophas Shimanyula has said that the club will not take any action against their goalkeeper Patrick Matasi, who is accused of match fixing until the investigation is complete. Addressing journalists at his office in Kakamega, Shimanyula said the allegations against Mutasi have not been substantiated and there is no evidence to support them. He said Matasi have been responsible for his actions since joining the club a month ago. Shimanyula have however joined the Football Federation of Kenya, that is the FKF, in urging those who have evidence against Matasi to submit it to the relevant authorities. Since last evening, videos have been circulating on various social media platforms showing Matasi fixing matches with unknown people.
Yoyote ule ana ushahidi yoyote kuhusiana na Matasi atoe. Sisi hapa Matasi tumempata katika hii window imefunga juzi, amekaa hapa mwezi mmoja, hata mshahara yake ameikula, hajamaliza na hayo siku 5, kuonesha amekuwa hapa mwezi mmoja. Na katika hii mwezi mmoja Matasi ametusaidia. So kitu tunasema ni kwamba watu wasiseme ati mchezaji wa Kakamega Homeboys ndiye amepatikana na shida. Sasa hii ni mchezaji wa Homeboys, lakini mahali makosa ilitokea sio kwetu. Na mimi nimesema kuna watu ambao wanatakiwa husika na hii case kama hii. Wakati nilikuwa natafuta president ya FKF, nilisema kitu ndatangulia kuangalia ni nini mambo ya match fixing. So kuna wale ambao walichaguliwa na katika hiyo ofisi ambayo ni federation, wao ndio wanatakiwa watupatie guidance, watuambie huyu mchezaji ako na makosa. Lakini bila kusema kwamba yeye ako na makosa yote, mimi kama chairman wa Homeboys na timu ya Kakamega Homeboys tumesema kwamba Matasi, hata hii game inakuja ya KCB, kama coach atasema anatoshea kucheza, atacheza. Na amekuwa game ya mwisho tukiangalia alikuwa man of the match.
Now, the human rights organizations have condemned the encroachment that's ongoing in City Park Forest, as long as the Kibagari River, where schools and temple have constructed a private parking on top of the river. They said the Premier School and Premier Club today had been called for public participation to develop extension land part of the forest that gazetted a historical site as the parking for the school and club. They protested. They said relevant bodies meant to protect the forest are either reluctant nor corrupt, nor not to see the danger of taking all historical sites. They say the forest also carries colonial graves of senior people and they urge Kenya Forest Service to take the forest seriously as it carries rich history. All right, moving on, Sports Cabinet Secretary Salim Mvurya has assured that the construction of Rirungu Stadium in Nyeri County will proceed after the project stalled for 8 years. Now, this construction will be carried out in collaboration with the Sports Kenya and the Military Department, with the new stadium design expected to be in place. Speaking after touring the stadium, CS Mvurya said that upon completion, the stadium will have a capacity of 15,000 people, contrary to the previous plan of only 2,000 people. Likewise, he clarified that the ministry has prioritized the construction of stadiums to international standards. The construction of this facility is expected to be completed within the next 12 months. Additionally, the CS emphasized the country is ready to host CHAN competitions.
Coming here is basically also to announce to the leadership here, led by the governor, and to all residents of Nyeri and Kenyans, that we want to revive the construction of Ruringu Stadium. And in the next few days, we will have a contractor here. We are also working together with our colleagues in defense, and therefore we have representatives here who will be working with Sports Kenya to look at the design, and then now we can begin to unlock the challenges that have been there. So 15,000 stadium is completed. So that is the kind of waiting, that we are discussing here. 8 months is the minimum and 12 in the maximum.
Will be steadfast. The looping in of KDF is a big plus. In fact, I made that request to the president immediately after KDF was looped in to prepare the stadiums for CHAN and AFCON. The fact that that has happened gives us a lot of hope, because KDF does bring quite a bit of discipline and precision in the execution of work.
All right, it is exactly 39 minutes past the top of the hour. That's not to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we tell you what the dailies today are saying in matters newspapers as far as news is concerned. Stay tuned in for that.
Watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
Journey through the timeless stories that have shaped humanity. Discover the profound wisdom